world where equality is just another euphemism for mediocrity, where participation is more highly valued than achievement, where just enough to get by is the new standard of excellence. There is a small minority of people who fight back against such apathy, who struggle daily to reach new heights. These brave few hope for the future, the bright shining light for the next generation. They are the ones who will lead us to the places we have never dreamed of, to the undiscovered country, to reach goals only a few can even begin to imagine. Unfortunately, none of those people could be here tonight, so kick back and relax, prepare yourself for several hours of fun, friendship, fascinating conversation, and fabulous music. All those F's, that's an alliteration and kind of a radio trick. Speaking of radio, you're listening to the most popular radio station in the history of broadcast radio, at least among stations that originate from Chris's living room. It's Curious Times. Your host is a curious listener. Here she is, Chris.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Curious Times. It is Thursday night, June 2nd. I need some feedback on how that sound is because I had my sound settings all jacked up again today trying another method. I almost got there, and it's just not good. But I'm so close. It's just crazy. I was like another 5 hours of that again today, and not a full solution. Although it might be good enough that I might try this tomorrow night, that I might be able to do an EVP thingy or whatever, but we'll see. So anyway, I just went, it sounds more bassy. That's not good. Is that bad? Is the volume okay though? Not bad. Good sound here, EVP worthy. Yeah, no, I had to undo all my sounds, and now I'm just have nothing fancy smancy, no virtual audio cables, no nothing, just a microphone and my headset. That's it. Back down to basics. But then when I was talking to Amy right before the show, she said that my volume was really low, and so I'm all like, I don't know what to do anymore because it's really loud to me. And just more bassy, more deep. So I had the voice meter banana thing up and going here this afternoon, and really when I was playing the music myself, everything was fine, and then Amy came on, and so or else it could have been either that I hit the record or that Amy came on and then all of a sudden, like, the music sounded even crap to me here on my end, and so I didn't solve that problem, but might be able to do EVP, so we'll see. It wasn't that Christy, it was a different Christy. It was Christy who? This Christy is not Christy who. This Christy has privileges. It's the other Christy. I was all like, okay, see you, Christy. So I'm all like, I'm so sure, right? I'm so sure the worst thing that she would probably ever do is, say damn and stuff like that. So I knew there was no way that I had this like, I'm like entertaining these thoughts like, how like your brain goes a million miles an hour as you're reading something, and so I'm all like, what did she do? Like have some kind of psychotic break at work and beat the snot out of the guy that refused to close the door all the time, or somebody made noise or something and she lost it and beat the snot out of them, and now she's waiting for the police to come and arrest her, you know what I mean? And so anyway, it was just it was like an April Fool's joke on June 2nd, 2 months and April, May, June, 2 months and 1 day late. 2 months and 1 day late, Christy Who. So anyway, okay, so what's coming up tomorrow? I don't know, it's an open night. We'll see what I can get going. Maybe nothing. Kimber's here Saturday, Sunday, Hillary Black, Monday, Diana Monroe, Tuesday, Lisa Nolan Shalosky, Wednesday, Kathleen Moore, Thursday, a week from tonight, Jen Young, who is the other half of Stop, Drop, and Think with Amy Cavanaugh and Jen Young. I should almost be calling, the formerly known as Stop, Drop, and Think, because those guys haven't had a live broadcast other than on my show, as we call that. Like, pretty much, when I have the two of them on, I can pretty much just like let them go, set them and let them go. Wind them up and let them go, and away they go. So anyway, okay, Amy is here. Oh, gosh, golly, geez. Williker, pictures. I really hate navigating in this. Pictures. So yeah, I had, the old Hotlook account, right? And and so when I switched computers and this and that, like when I just earlier this morning or yesterday, my Hotlook, and then they switched it to Outlook. But I gotta get my pictures here. IntuiTalks. Okay. And Amy. For Amy. There we go. You know how I always set subfolders and everything. So I had like a subfolder for all the BTR issues, one for Curious Times, so that all my correspondence regarding my show and all guests and all that kind of stuff way back in the day. And then I had a PayPal subfolder and all these subfolders. You know what I mean? They're all gone. Gone. I do not know what happened. I did not delete them. And there's not a lot of help on the internet, although I just found this out like half hour before the show. So, but any email that I see there, any help online, I mean, any like, I go Google search the question. I can't remember what I did, but even if I did, like, I can't remember. I have to think. But I still have the old computer, you know what I mean? And I don't think I did because my Hotmail, I can't remember if I had to or not. I can't remember. I really can't remember. If I did it right. In other words, like I saved, I can't remember. I'm so sleep deprived, I can't even remember. Either way, like my point is that after I switched to the new computer, it was fine. As much as up to yesterday, fine. It was fine. They were all there. Everything was fine. Today, poof, gone. Nothing. Just my most recent emails. And it's not like active emails. It's all them folders and subfolders. And even my calendar got reset to wrong calendar. And like, it's crazy. Like something's really gone on there. But anyway, that's just another thing to add on to the... It's gonna age me. Like some people are gonna. On the upside, I should start to qualify for seniors discounts any day now, since I look like I'm turning 106. You know what I mean? And so that's good. I could be able to get senior discounts without having to show ID. MySpace was hacked, and over 360 million have had their personal info hacked. Ouch. Well, I don't think I ever had a MySpace, but like I had all my PayPal subfolders, this was going to be my way of, all the, blah, blah emails you get from PayPal, like when I was collecting that money for Kathy, etc. Like it was just an easy way for me to keep track of things. So all those are gone, although I realize that the account information on PayPal is still there, but still, I don't like that. Anyway, okay, enough about that. Amy's waiting. Yes, she is. Y'all know Amy. I'm going to just say, here comes Amy. Hi, Amy. How are you, Amy? Hello, Amy. She must have went for a bath thinking that I was never going to get...
Oh. Having the worst day ever.
Okay.
Oh, damn it. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to swear.
Oh, that's fucking okay, no problem.
What? Wait a minute, I can't get back. Hold on, please, hold on.
Okay.
Oh.
I'll park you. I'll try and figure out whenever you're ready. Just hit the one button. If I'd have known you were having a bad day, Amy, I could have just canceled and slept. We could have just canceled if you're having a bad day and I'm having a bad life. Day. We could have canceled, but we're here now and we're not going to go nowhere. We're here now. We are here. Kim, Bird, don't let me down Saturday. Make sure you're here. And I see her there. I'm going to get her while I got her,
Chris, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yeah.
I don't know what was going on. I was just talking away, and you were just. Anyway, yeah. Today is not. Oh, today is not a good day. I have to have everything out of my apartment by tomorrow, and but I didn't expect that when I told you that I was going to be on the show.
You paid for the place until
because she's going to rent it to someone, and I really need the money back. So
you're going to get June's rent back?
No.
Huh?
Yeah, but I don't want to talk about. I want to talk about something other than my apartment.
Well, if you got to move, listen. No, I don't want to be like if you got to go unpack and move, then go.
No, it's good. I was looking forward to this break, but while you were doing stuff, I was catching up on my emails, which was a mistake. I really should have just stayed in the moment. All is well. Let's do a show.
All is well. She lies to the audience. So anyway, so what's up? What's going on? I don't know. What are you going to talk about? What are we going to talk about?
I don't know. What can we talk about?
The price of tea in China, perhaps?
What would you like to talk about?
I don't really know. I'm always up for talking. Well, anything except the politics, right? So I get heated.
Yeah, that was not the best use of our precious time together.
No.
What can we talk about?
I don't know. You know what? I don't know. Maybe I'll just do a music show or something like that. If we don't got nothing to talk about, we'll just.
Unfortunately, like I said, I've left my computer in my moving van, so I'm just on the phone. Who's in the chat? Who's in chat?
Amy P, Amy C, Mary Margaret. Yeah, Christy, Mary, who was that? That was Charity, I think. Charity. Deb in Calgary. Dragon is back. Hey, Dragon. Diane in Canada. Kimber. And Marie. And Medium Renee Richards. Sounds like the adding machine. Sound effect.
Was that me? Oh, because somebody's bitch. Okay, I started selling stuff on eBay. Is Marie there? I started selling stuff on eBay, and everybody is this one woman. Somehow or other, this thing she bought, the shipping ended up being more than she even paid for the item, and somehow you can scan the receipts to give them the shipping information. Anyway, everyone's got something to complain about, and I just want them all to go away. But what I really need to do is to stop looking at the rest of the world and just focus on the show. But oh my God, this woman is just like bitching up a storm over something that she's essentially getting. It cost me $2. It cost me $2. Not only is she getting it, did I not make any money? I lost money on it. And she's still freaking bitching because the tracking number didn't seem to scan properly. I don't even know what she's talking about. But,
You know, there are some times when you buy something online and you just know that like this thing that I'm buying for the computer, like adapter for my headset, you know, the shipping's costing more than the thing costs, but I can't find the thing locally. I need the thing, and so there you go. You know,
well, the problem is that eBay didn't charge the right amount of shipping. So when I went to go ship it, it was going to cost like $5 more. So I told her I was going to look for more affordable shipping, and then that didn't work. So yesterday I put it in a box, and it went and you can scan the shipping. You can scan the shipping label, but apparently the number went in wrong or something like that. So now she's acting like, you know, I've engaged in wholesale fraud. So annoying. But
see, there's one reason. Remember when you guys were all, why don't you sell on eBay, Chris? There's reason one.
Oh no, I don't want to do it anymore because it brings out worst in people, and eBay is really buyer friendly. So the buyer can just say anything, and you're stuck. This other guy complained about his popcorn popper, and I'm like, I don't know what to tell. You know, he said it wasn't. It's working fine. He just said it wasn't working as well as he expected it to.
Buy better coffee, mister. Buy better coffee.
It wasn't, you know, it's a popcorn popper. It's because it's a popcorn popper. It's not a coffee roaster. Yeah. The whole popcorn popping thing is, anyway. So in order to avoid getting black marks, I just do whatever they say. I said, well, how about if you keep the popcorn popper, I'll refund you the money, minus the shipping, which is kind of like splitting the difference. And they were like, fine, but I'm sick of it. I just don't need all this negativity. There's got to be a better way to make money.
Yeah, it's like not cool. Not cool. I couldn't handle it, you know, because you wind up being the one being ripped off all the time, and you can't trust eBay for nothing. You know? Yeah,
that's the problem. I can't, you can't trust eBay, and the people are just like the people who go into restaurants and make a sport out of getting free food by complaining.
That's exactly right.
That's what you get. I mean, it's turned into a great big game, and so far I've made like $1,200, but honestly, the amount of effort I've had to put into it and the amount of negativity I've had to bring into my life is really not worth it. I would be better off saving $1,200 by, not drinking orange juice in restaurants, or, there's a million ways I could save $1,200 in a month and not have to.
$600 in drinks at the Derby.
Right.
5,000, liters of tequila.
Right.
And so, easy
exactly.
for you.
Exactly. There's plenty of, there's got to be a better way, because everyone, there's something, something I'm going to start doing. They have SWIP swaps here where you can sell the stuff like locally, but it's not Craigslist. So, I was going to, this was interesting, and you meet like in a public place. My son, my kids are all on my cell phone plan. That's how I could save some money. And last night, my daughter-in-law needed a new phone, and she was eligible for an upgrade. Well, they went to Best Buy and bought a Samsung S7, and they got a free TV. They got a free 32-inch TV.
Wow.
So,
that's crazy. Crazy. I can't even afford a plan on one of them phones, never mind one of them phones, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so they got a free the phone, they paid $300, and they got a $200 for the phone and got a $200 television. So then I was like, oh, my mom's phone's eligible for an upgrade. Why don't I go get her a $300 phone, sell the phone on eBay, get a TV, and make all this money? And then I'm thinking, oh, God, then someone's going to send me their shitty old phone, their older phone, and say I sent them the wrong phone and want a refund, and somehow or other I'm going to be like $700 in the hole. So I'm finding a new line of work. Simplicity.
I know that, by taking pictures and that, but like taking pictures and all that still doesn't prove that that's what you put in the box and mailed. You know what I mean? And so
even if you put pictures and then some people put little like distinguishing marks and stuff, but it's just not. I'm going out of business. I am going out of business. So today, I woke up in Orlando, and it's been interesting because I get up at 6 in the morning.
Well, okay, first, wait a sec. So you woke up where did you go to sleep? Where were you when you went to sleep?
Oh, Orlando. I woke up, Winter Park. I woke up at the same place I went to sleep.
That's good.
It was my own home, so that was good. Then, I went to breakfast. Breakfast is at 7:30, and that's like a business meeting. So it's not like breakfast where you're just sitting there drinking your coffee, trying to wake up, read the paper, start the day. I have to be like on my game, which is totally different from my old life. But
now this guy's still not paying you, or what?
No, he is.
Oh, okay, good.
He is now. So then after breakfast, then me and my partner, who used to be my boss, but now the other guy's my boss, and I had a meeting till 10 o'clock. Then I had to drive up here, Jacksonville, because I had to take care of some stuff for my mom, and I had to work at hospice this afternoon. And then I get to hospice, sit down, and the detective who's investigating my neighbor who hung himself last week, called me and was asking me all these questions. And I'm like, oh, gosh.
Now, it's a private investigator that the brothers have hired, or is it the cops?
No, it's the cops.
Interesting.
But the brother also hired. I think that the detective is just investigating because apparently the detective lost a close family member to suicide. So I think that
what are you doing,
he's taken a special interest. He's taken a special interest in the case.
Right.
Was just asking me all these questions, mostly about the girlfriend. But like, even if the girlfriend gave him prescription, who knows what's going to happen?
Well, I think that, as soon as the autopsy's done, then we know we know a lot better what's going on. You know what I mean? That's, really it. Until then, it's like anything could be. So unless they have some already idea based from the medical examiner's office as to what the cause of death and time of death are, that once they establish cause and time of death, then the rest is the story should tell itself. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But even if it tells a story, how much, what could they possibly charge the girlfriend with?
Right.
Being an idiot. I don't think that's, unfortunately, being an idiot is not illegal.
Some days that's good. Some days that's good because
because I'm just as guilty as the next person of being an idiot. Felony.
Felony
Sometimes
idiocy.
I'm a felony idiot.
Yeah, for sure. We should propose a new law into the criminal code, But no, we'd get caught on our own. I'd get caught on my own law there. So, so it'll be until then, you know what I'm saying? Now, maybe the police already have that information, and if they're asking about the girlfriend still, after knowing about all that information, then there's something interesting going on. You know what I mean? Otherwise, it's but to me, it's fishy. Fishy is all get out. The way you tell the story, it's all fishy as all get out.
Right, which I think is why it's caught the detective's attention.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I just, I feel everyone scrambling around, trying to pin this on the girlfriend.
Yeah.
So that I think a lot of it is just a function of everyone's grief, so they need a scapegoat. And he has become that scapegoat. And
well, I don't think you just become a scapegoat without there being a little bit of, so, you know what I mean, eh?
Yeah, I agree. No, her behavior was her behavior has been more than suspicious on 100 different levels. But has she committed any, I guess technically it is a crime to give someone else's prescription.
Yeah, if that's what happened and she gave meds, then there's that. But to me, there's something a little bit more fishy than that. Something a little bit more fishy. I can't say why.
But unfortunately, at the end of the day, we can search and leave no stone unturned, and recreate every little detail we can, but we can't turn, but he'll still be dead.
Yeah, he'll still. Well, okay, we accept that, right? I mean, but but then.
Well, we do, but I wonder, I think sometimes when people they say they want justice, but what they really want is their dead person back. So I just hope this brings healing and closure for everybody, because it's just been a horrible chapter.
Yeah, well, closure,
really.
Closure is one of those overused words in these cases, but if it brings justice, that might be all that it can do, and it's and then the timetable for each person who's involved, recovery or healing from this, you know what I mean? It becomes, their thing. And for some people, it might be that healing process is easier if justice has been seen to have occurred.
Yeah, I agree, and that's why I'm willing to do. I'm willing to.
Don't forget to leave your forwarding address. Did the cop go raise an eyebrow when you said, "Oh, I'm in the middle of moving"?
Right, exactly. Yeah, I'm moving. And interestingly, I think that my landlord, who says that she has somebody to rent this place, I asked her if she was renting it furnished or unfurnished, and she said she didn't know. So I'm thinking, oh, she doesn't really have a person. She just wants to rent hers before because these are condos. They're all owned by different owners. So she just wants to rent hers before the dead person's apartment goes up for rent. Because we found out the dead guy was only paying $700, and I was paying $1,100.
She's a greedy bitch. That woman is a greedy bitch.
Yeah, she is. So,
no?
Going to be very interesting.
I think she wants it sold. Like, she wants to get it rented before, like, you know, everybody in the world finds out that the guy died next door there and blah blah blah.
There's that too.
Like, either way, hers is going to be easier to rent out, I would think, than the other guys. Do you know what I mean? And Christy has a point. Like, it's on the ocean. Anybody who wants to, whose primary reason is to get something on the ocean, you know what I mean?
Doesn't care if someone died.
Yeah,
plenty of people died in the ocean.
Listen, plenty of people died in everybody's, you know, probably right where I'm sitting, someone died. Somewhere along the line in the last million years, something or one died, right here.
Yeah, because that's what people and animals and things are wired to do. That's what we're supposed to do, is die.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know that it would bother me, but I can't say for sure. You know what I mean? If I knew some tragic thing happened, you know, I can't say whether that would bother me or not. I think it would not bother. You know what I mean? Like, in other words, you know, some people, they get all, the energy, like
like a bunch of people here have not slept since the event happened.
Right.
But people don't. You probably haven't slept since the event happened.
Right.
But,
yeah, very little.
For different,
very
you know,
little.
Sleep is
Sleep is not what it used to be. I think there's still people that are getting their full 8 and everything else like that, and I don't know. There's a whole bunch of people that just don't, you know. Again, though, if I ever become full-time employed, you know, like a regular, normal person, I expect that I would have some kind of a maybe 5 hours a night routine, you know what I mean? And get back into that, more of a routine like that.
I like getting up. I really am enjoying getting up early. I feel like a better person, you know, like a better person. I'm enjoying having all my energy during the daylight. You know, so
these days,
walk.
it's like, you know, you got people who do afternoon naps. That equals my sleep. You know what I mean? So while other people are going down for a few hours for a nap, that's my sleep. So it's not get up early. I'm still up early. I'm still up. I'm up. I'm eternally and almost always up. And except for little bits of nap time here and there.
So why is it that you don't sleep? You don't get tired, or
I really don't get tired. I think that the best way I put it is, without a reason to get up, there's not a reason to go to bed. You know what I mean? And so that's how come, like, in the afternoon I start going, oh God, I gotta have a show. You know, I got a show in a few hours. I gotta get a little bit of sleep here. You know what I mean? And so then I go get a little. Like today, it was like maybe 2:30 or something. Because when I finished this epic failure of a sound check this afternoon, and then then I had a little bit of communication with Jenny, and Dan had sent me some stuff, so I was looking at that. Then I'm like, hey, I really have to go lay down. So I go and lay down. And then I saw a little thing on the computer, like a blot. So I go and look at what that is. That's Jenny sending me the MP3 of the file of the thing. And then I go lay down, and then I'm like, oh shit, I got like some bills due on the 4th, and today's the 2nd, and so if you pay it electronically on the 3rd, sometimes it doesn't. So I got back up and I paid the bills, and then I went to lay down, and so it was probably, by the time I actually fell asleep, it was probably 2:33, and then I had my alarm set for 6, and so that was my sleep. You know what I mean? And in all likeliness, if let's say curious times didn't exist, then I would have stayed up, and kept doing, like I probably would have kept pursuing the sound problem, because I thought I was so close to the solution, and now I've had to undo everything just so that I could do the show. You know what I mean? I had to change all my settings back and blah, 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 so that I could do the show. And so if I didn't do a show like that, then I would have probably been the kind that would have stayed up until I had it solved, and because I wouldn't have had to be, because then I go like, if I don't have a place to be, then whatever, I go until I drop, and then when I drop, you know what I mean? And then that's that. But you could see how, oh yeah, you're not on, like everyone else can see how bad I look, and I don't, it looks like I've been crying for a week or something, and I haven't been crying, or it looks like the good old days when I used to smoke a big fatty or something like that, you know what I mean? And I promise I haven't done that either. I'd probably be in a better mood. If I had. I'd be all like, so the sound's not working? Oh, isn't that a shame?
Right.
Now, like, somebody says, oh, that's echoing. I'm like, what? It's echoing? It doesn't make any sense. What the hell is going on? It's illogical. I go lose it. And I play a song and somebody's like, oh, it doesn't sound good. I'm like, what? And so anyway, if I was like smoking pot, I'd be like, oh, that sucks, eh? Sorry about that. I guess we won't play music then, no big deal. And so anyway, my eyes are like just two little slits, two little like glassy-eyed slits right now, and I look really bad. And but anyhow, this is the one downside to IntuiTalks with the video camera. And now I know, like, sure, I could do the show without the video camera, but then then you got, like, everybody's going to be all like, oh, well, why didn't Chris go on the webcam, blah, 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 blah. It's like all of this. And, I can't lie. So it's like, other people might just say, oh, for some reason I can't get the web camera to work, Yeah, I'd be like, oh, I can, but I just don't want to be seen. And that's too bad. I hate when that happens. A blood vessel bursts in your eye. Mary Margaret just said in the chat room that she had a blood. See, there's evidence that my eyes are in there, guys. Need 2 toothpicks to open them.
What happened to Mary Margaret? Blood?
She had a little blood vessel burst in the eye. You know how that happens, and then you get that big red blotch in your eye, in the white of your eye. Yeah.
That happened recently?
Yeah, like it must have been like, I bet you between last night and today. Sometimes that can happen just like with a cough or something. You know what I mean? You cough wrong or whatever, cough hard, or it can just be like that simple. Kaboom! Now suddenly it looks like you got a big poke in the eye or something.
So, how much sleep do you think you're going to get tonight, or or whenever you sleep again?
When the show ends, now I have to go find out what's up with all these missing folders. You know what I mean? That's important stuff to me. And so who knows where that's going to take me. I might just have to say, well, they're lost. Say la vie. But that's crazy. So my answer to your question is I probably won't lay down again now until tomorrow afternoon or late morning or something like that. That's probably it. Yeah, my Hotmail account lost all my folders, all my subfolders, and gone, just gone. It's illogical. It doesn't make it. Yeah. I certainly didn't delete them. Like, you have to go through some troubles to go and delete them. It's not something you can accidentally do. And I hated Hotmail ever since they switched from Hotmail to Outlook. And anyway, it's all sucks. So now your other place is ready for you to move into, or what?
I've been living in my other place.
Oh, okay.
I've been living in my other place. It only has a couch and a desk and a chair in it. Mm-hmm. But I have been living there during the week. But then I came home to the beach, and then after I got off of hospice, I went and rented a U-Haul truck, like a cargo truck, it looks like a van, because to put the pieces of furniture that I am taking with me in it, then I drove it back to U-Haul, because tomorrow morning, because I can't get a U-Haul trailer into my complex. So I had to rent the truck and now I have to ferry the stuff from the cargo van into the U-Haul trailer. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's what I have to do. And it's just a couple pieces of furniture that are of sentimental value to me. And I guess I took a bunch of cooking stuff down too, although I don't cook. I have cooking stuff because so I took some of that down. But it's not, I just want to put the place together thoughtfully, and then also because I don't know when my mother is getting out of rehab and if another apartment will be available by the time she's out of rehab, or if we're going to have to share an apartment, in which case I didn't want a lot of furniture in there because I don't know what she's going to need, and and she's going to need a lot of wide open spaces, like to get into the bathroom and stuff like that. So I'm moving slow. So this place,
Christy, I have so Christy in the chat, and she's like, "Do you at least have a bed?" I was laughing. I'm like, "The bed equals couch." And,
the bed equals the couch, because I've got a Murphy bed up here, but that doesn't have a box spring. And again, since I don't know what my mother is going to need, and because I sleep alone, I just sleep on the couch. I made sure to get a comfortable couch. I
have a beautiful, awesome bed with the most amazing, excellent mattress, and I sleep on my couch. So, Marie, like, the thing is, you guys, like, I have used the same browser all the time, forever, for my Hotmail, which is now Outlook, and so it doesn't make any sense to me to try a different browser. An Internet Explorer, just the thought of using Internet Explorer shudders me to my bones. Plus, there is no such thing as Internet Explorer on a Windows 10. It's this Edge thing, Edge or whatever. It has it? Well, there is no Internet Explorer on the Windows 10.
Yeah, that's a huge problem because I am owed unemployment for a couple of weeks where there was a gap, and apparently you have to apply for unemployment online. You need regular Internet Explorer. You can't use Chrome. You can't use this. You can't use that.
Yeah, it is there. I guess it's a desktop app.
It's little challenges like that exhaust me. I mean, I can do the big stuff, but then when it's little stuff like that, or pissy eBay woman. I'm just going to refund her money because I just don't even, you know what? When people bitch, I'm just going to refund their money because it's like any problem that can be solved with money is not a problem. Like she sends me this big, long, detailed email. Okay, you can have your money back. But yeah, Windows 10 was supposed to be so great. I don't even know where I had to make it about. It was supposed to be so great, and then but a lot of programs aren't totally compatible with it yet.
Mhm.
Life is so such a challenge. So, what else can we talk about? We know what we can't talk about. We can't talk about politics. We shouldn't talk about Windows 10. We shouldn't talk about eBay. Did you see? And Renee's in the something like flew over the sky. Is Renee still in chat? Something flew over the skies of Arizona last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know if it was a UFO or a meteorite or UFO on a meteorite or something. Been saying anything about that?
No, they're gone there too. Sorry, Marie. No, I just logged in via Explorer, and everything's gone there also. Gone, poof, gone. Close the tabs. So nice. Thanks for the tip, though. It was worth trying. So let's see if Renee is telling us. Renee, no, don't be sorry. Every little suggestion helps. Renee Richards, do you have something to tell us about that? What flew over the cuckoo's nest? What flew over Arizona last night? NASA asteroid lit up an asteroid lit up the sky early Thursday at around 4 a.m. when a huge flash of light flew across the sky when a probable meteor flashed across the night sky. Bright fireball over Arizona. Fire in the sky. Arizona. Spaceweathers.com. Simple satellite tracker. International space. UFOs over. That's from the Phoenix Lights. Phoenix, Arizona news. Phoenix Lights. Current UFO reports. That's way back from 2009. So the party line is that it was an asteroid. No UFO or government super spy ships or anything like that. Just an asteroid. Of course, nobody who wants to believe, people who don't want to believe the government will say, oh, they're just lying to us about that, right? But so the official story is that it was an asteroid. What do you think it was? What have you heard? What's the scuttlebutt?
I heard asteroid, but I didn't have my not enough of today was mine so that I could adequately research the story.
Gotcha. Yeah. And convicted
what did people want it to be?
There's a cool idea for a show one day when I got nothing else to do. Find out where people live and then go and find out what's in the news today in their town. You know what I mean?
Oh, well, that might be a good idea for the show tonight. Because we're not making much headway. Who lives
Well, hang on before you get carried away. I just want to see if anybody that's on the telephone right now, I see Dan is in there by phone. If anybody wants to come on and talk to Amy, press 1 now and just say hi. Okay? And just to make sure that I'm not ignoring callers. If you're here and you came to talk to Amy, the great famous heaventologist-amy-cavanaugh, then let me know.
I have something interesting to share.
Oh, just a huge light, Renee said. Just a huge light. asteroid. Jan, she's all, how come you can't talk about politics, Amy? Because of me, Jan, because of me. Because I will lose my shit to hear any one more person talk nice about
and it doesn't.
Donald Trump.
And the sad part is that they just don't even matter. At the end of the day, we all want the same thing, and none of those people are going to get it for us. Yeah, no, we can't talk about politics.
It's kind of been something. We've known this for a long time. We have Donald Trump lovers, and then we have Hillary Clinton haters, and hello there, Charity.
Oh, hi. I was just saying hi, and then you guys started talking, so I hit my mute button.
No, that's okay.
Charity, where have you been? I haven't heard from you in so long.
I dropped off the planet besides work and the kids, and I'm still only getting 5 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, bless your heart.
I was laughing when you guys were talking about it because I'll go to sleep when I put him down to bed, the youngest one, and then I cannot, for the life of me, not wake up at 2:30 to 4 o'clock in the morning.
What do you do when you're awake? What do you do when you wake up then?
Sometimes I go, tinkle, and then and then I'll go back and just lay there and just get mad at myself.
I was reading an article, and now I can't remember because, of course, I don't have my computer, so I don't have Google in front of me, so I feel like I don't have my brain. But people used to not sleep through the night. People used to get up, especially at that period of time that you're talking about. And, people have all different theories as to that little time window. People who are real into Jesus say that they wake up every night at sometime around 3, because that's when Jesus was crucified, because everyone had a Timex watch on at the crucifixion, and they're still ticking. And then some people used to wake up during that time, and they would meditate, or they would have sex. It was a big time for having sex. That little twilight, between us, and then even like in Peter Pan, they talk about that time between asleep and awake when you remember your dreams. So it's only recently that, and Chris, if you've got a computer in front of you and you look up the history of sleep, maybe you'll see something about that. But it's very interesting because I think a lot of people wake up. I mean, that was when I had that's when people do a lot of lucid dreaming. So maybe it's irrational for us to think that we can lay down and get up and get 8 hours sleep and wake up fresh as a daisy. And we should get...
That's what I was wondering. Who came up with that? That you need at least 8 hours and some people need 9. What if it's all wrong? Because when you get too much sleep and you feel like holy hell.
Then you need so much sleep. It becomes so, you become, and now,
you say between 2 and 4:30 because, here's something that says, now these are for people on the circadian rhythm, the 24-hour cycle, which is like the norm, which whatever that is, but says we enter our deepest sleep around 2, and we have our lowest body temperature around 4:30 a.m. And your neighbor really had his lowest body. Sorry, that's a bad joke. Anyway, and you said you're having trouble between 2 and 4:30 or something, didn't you?
Yeah, and it used to be 3 o'clock on the dot all the time, and I covered the clock because that was back in my, where I was scared of ghost days before you guys enlightened me.
Right. Yeah. Well, I'm glad that we made you not afraid of ghosts.
Try to Google search the history of sleep and see if it comes.
I did.
And that's all you got. Wait.
Well, I mean, I can't look at 86,000 different websites at once.
There was like a word. There was a word that they used to describe sleeping for little sleep modules, but anyway.
Well, are you talking about the thing that
we'll have to save it for a night when Chris has had more uninterrupted.
Are you talking about...
Or I have my computer.
Are you talking about that one where they talk about, like, if you're going to sleep in at least 45-minute cycles or whatever that was?
No. This is talking about how people used to intentionally wake up in the middle of the night, which people define a little bit differently, and they used it for to write poetry and compose music and have sex, and it was their, like, inspiration hour.
Yeah, I went through a big phase where I couldn't fall asleep, and then I started taking, like, melatonin and stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm over that, luckily. Because I was on that paranoid train of you need this much sleep and everything will be perfect. You know, you'll feel great if you could just sleep like a normal person. And I was like, well, what's really normal? Who made this up?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, apparently...
Yeah.
It's fairly recent, maybe like 200. Oh, it's with electricity. It was with electricity because before people had electricity, they would go to sleep much earlier, because they didn't have TV, they didn't have Curious Times, they didn't have Facebook. There was little to do.
Well, then you're really operating on the rhythms of the, that's like why we used to say, like, I used to get upset at people that would, at the Aboriginal students, they'd make a joke about, oh, I'm on Aboriginal time. And, the thing is that what that meant was that, the seasons told you when to do things and the time of day was, like this was all brought to you naturally through your own senses rather than a clock telling you what time it was. You know what I mean? And so, the earth told you what time it was. And then you would, and when it's dark, then you go to sleep. And when it's light, you wake up because that's survival. You know what I mean? You can't hunt at night or whatever. You can't, you go do your thing in the day. And so, but as soon as we have electronics telling us, what time it is, then, like it would be interesting to see, like if you lock somebody in a room without any light or whatever, and then you have them give them all clocks that are wrong. They're set wrong. You know what I mean? And then see what cycle they adapt to over a month's time or whatever. You know what I mean? And, you probably see people, going to sleep when they think it's 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. and it's really noon, because a clock is telling them that it's 10 p.m.,
Interesting.
Hello?
What is everybody's favorite time of the day?
I don't have a favorite time of the day.
I
sure,
love
it's 10 p.m. Eastern. 10 p.m. Eastern.
I love nighttime, but it's such a guilty pleasure. Now, I have something interesting going on at my apartment, because everyone here has been rattled by, the events of last week. There's one guy who lives upstairs. He is a cab driver, but he's transitioning to starting a business. So he used to sleep in the day and work at night, but now he's trying to transition. But he was sleeping when this situation happened last week. So ever since then, he's like beating himself up. He feels guilty because he was sleeping in the nighttime, and if he had been awake in the nighttime, which was his usual pattern, he would have been wide awake when this, whatever was going on prior to the incident happened.
Can you tell me real quick what happened? Can we get a brief little debriefing?
Oh, you haven't been around. My neighbor
I
hung
didn't
himself. My neighbor
I heard
hung
that
himself.
earlier.
My neighbor hung himself. And
so what does he think he could possibly have done? That's not a real
talking to him or
I see.
known what was going on, but
I had that happen in high school, believe it or not. A guy was dating a friend of ours, and they broke up, and he hung himself. And he left us all lovely voicemails before he did.
Oh, yeah. It's really, it's interesting, though, because I didn't realize, like, even though I moved here to the ocean, and it's beautiful, I was really, really unhappy. First it was like grief, which was normal, and then of course my brother, I've had a little bit of a rough patch, but there was just something, I was just always exhausted, and sometimes I would sleep for 72 hours, 48 or 72 hours, and it was ridiculous, and I was just really, kind of concerned about is this the rest of my life? Am I old now and decrepit and I'm going to have to sleep? But ever since this happened, I've been, I wouldn't call it gleeful, but I believe that I was absorbing his energy for years. And I just didn't, it just didn't dawn on me, it just didn't dawn on me. And then Monday night, this is what I was saying, Monday night, Cindy Plume, who sometimes comes to Curious Time, she lives in Key West, she gets the best guests on her show. And she had Pat Longo. Pat Longo was supposedly Teresa Caputo's mentor, and I think Joshua John worked with her, and what's her name? What's the one in California that
I don't think Lisa Williams did. If that's what you're talking about.
Yes, Lisa Williams. So. Well, she said that she did. She said that Pat Longo said that Lisa Williams did on her show.
No, she said she's having her on her show. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm gonna look that up. So was Pat Longo?
Anyway, Pat Longo, I was like, oh, this is great. Pat Longo's on, and maybe she can reach. I was like, well, maybe we can reach this, Drew, and get to the bottom of this. But now I'm not sure if Pat Longo doesn't do mediumship anymore, but she wasn't doing it. She wasn't doing it on the show, but she was talking about, the empathic absorption of it, the empathic absorption of energy. I'm good about detoxing from other people's energy, either through baths or sleeping for 72 hours. But I'm really bad about blocking the intake of other people's energy. And I just found it kind of odd because everyone's around this complex, it's moping around, and they're all sad because it's a very sad situation. And but I have felt better. I have felt better energetically, whether I'm here or part of it's because I'm not here anymore. But even when I'm here, I feel like I have felt totally energized since this guy left. I mean, I was very, very, when I first found out about it, when I first found out about it, which was a week ago, I had a dream, and the dream happened right about the time that the incident happened, and the dream was that somebody was buried alive in my front lawn in front of the ocean. And the front lawn was covered with dog shit, and the person was trying to get out, and I was screaming and then people were in the pool. People were at the pool partying, and I was screaming at the people in the pool partying to pray to get this guy's soul over to the other side. It was just bizarre. But and so I was then when I first heard about it, I was really sad because the dream was so profound and sad. But then ever since then, I've just felt energized. And I don't know if I'm energized because I'm leaving or if I'm energized because his energy is, shifted and has left the area. But it's, meanwhile, and I've been sleeping like a baby. I'm getting up early and just acting like a normal person, and meanwhile everyone else in the complex haven't slept in days. It's bizarre.
Well, you know what, the best thing is, like, talk about great timing for you to be leaving there, you know what I mean? You don't have to worry about it, and that's that's actually good. Because otherwise it would continue to affect you. I don't mean the incident, but all the people around and their drama. And
because there's a lot of drama going, yes.
Well, and that's it. Half of those people don't probably give two shits that the guy's dead. They're just, like, feeding in on the drama, you know what I mean? We talked before about people making some other person's incident, like, all about them, and becoming the big drama queen over it.
Oh, yeah, and then you don't have to because then you don't have to, and this was, this happened real soon after the Jen Young and I's cake analogy about negativity and cake, and Jen even said that morning, Amy, you're eating too much cake. And the woman who lives next door to me, she hasn't worked in a week, and and she's in the same dress she was in when I left on Sunday. And we can
That's just bizarre, isn't it?
It is bizarre, but we all have we all
you guys talk for a minute. I'll be right back.
I just think it's. I really feel for the world, and I said I really, because I checked in with my hospice, and you don't have to have your family member doesn't have to die in hospice for you to go to hospice grief counseling. I told her that I really thought that she should go to grief counseling because her grief was so profound, and I did kind of understand it because she was like madly in love with this guy. And
I thought it was just a random neighbor. Okay.
No, well, we all live like real close because we all live in these little studio apartments, so we all live really close. But my next door neighbor, she was like, she had just gotten a divorce, and she was really, really in love with him. And so grief is really, really profound, and it breaks my heart because it is grief. It is grief, but you've got to, move through. We can't just roll around in it and use it for an excuse to not, we have to face it and kind of push through it. I mean, it's
I know what you mean. You can't check out.
For me, like, grief's like a verb. I mean, you have to work through it. You can't just wake up and go, "Oh, I'm sad," and roll back over. And trust me, I've done that on plenty of days. Like, just check your pulse. Like, oh, I'm sad, and just put the same dress on for fourth day in a row. Sometimes you just have to push. But anyway, it's just been a bizarre incident, and everything that's happened since then has just been so bizarre because everyone has reacted so differently. Like I would like to think that I'm sad. I'm not sad. I certainly understand that it's a horrible tragedy and that there's a lot of sad people around me. And it wasn't because, I didn't like him. I'm not, glad he's dead, but I'm not sad. And I don't know if that's because I was so hooked into his negative energy that I was getting dragged down by it. And, there's been an energetic release and I'm free, or if I'm not sad because I'm starting a new chapter. I should be sad because I'm leaving the beach because it's my favorite thing in the world, and this guy hung himself outside my window, and I should be sad, but I'm not. So that's confusing me. Why am I not sad? Because I took too much acetaminophen? Because I've read that people who take acetaminophen don't have empathy, but I'm not sad, and then I feel so left out because everyone's in the pool crying, and I'm happy, but I'm not happy. It's just bizarre. So I guess it's time to move. I guess it just means it's time to move because I don't fit in anymore because I'm not sad.
No, it's good timing. I've always been like that. I've always really believed that there's some sort of empathic, that's real, picking up other people's stuff. I've noticed that.
Oh, it's huge, but we don't, and we think we're picking up people's stuff, the people that we actually have have contact with and have the interaction with. This guy and I, we saw each other a couple times a week, and I had no real opinion on him. I had no real opinion on him, and sometimes we would do stuff together because we were made, but it was kind of like being in a dorm room with people. Our relationship was based on geographic proximity as opposed to commonality. But then it turned out that we had a lot of commonality, he grew up in Peekskill. So now we
that's right next
commonality.
to me.
I know, and I grew up in Yorktown,
wow.
which is right next to you.
Yeah, I remember that.
And he likes space, and I like space. So we could have actually been friends, but
kind of like it all was meant to be where you were moving at this time.
But it's so bizarre. But because I think of absorbing people's energy, if you have a face-to-face confrontation with someone, or your coworkers, or people like that. But you don't think of absorbing the negativity of people that you're not really interacting with. And a lot of times I'd just be like, oh, hi, Drew, how are you? And we wouldn't really talk in detail. I thought he was kind of weird. Sort of became friends with him after my next door neighbor closer to him, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. He became a little bit more he got a little more involved. He got a little bit more involved in my life. But what's bizarre to me is how even by the time I got home that night, I was sad on the car ride home from Orlando when I heard the news. But as soon as I got home, back to the beach, I don't know, I just had this how grief is really, really heavy, and I don't know, a lot. I just remember a lot of times when I was in deep grief, I felt like I couldn't breathe, and it felt like I had cement in my lungs, and I just felt
it's like a weight
heavy
in your chest.
and slow, and it's right in your chest. And I feel the exact opposite. I feel like I've been released. So,
well, maybe because you're picking up him, he feels released. He must have been living with this for a long time.
Yeah. And it was clear because even my landlord, the day this happened, because she knows I'm a heaventologist, and she has a mild interest in heaventology. She's like, Amy, you have to get up here right away. His spirit's still here. You have to help him cross over. I'm like, that's not in my lease. There's no heaventology clause in my lease. You want heaventology, you call Ghostbusters. You don't just think that, I'm going to do it. But when I got up here, it was clear.
Just to get in your woman's mind there or whatever is on the way out, I'd say, for a small fee.
Yeah, right.
I could take care of the energy around here for you, but if something's not done, then it could well be.
I need to stage. Right, for
this is why I have
to
have the mute button all the time.
Too bad I don't have. Yeah, maybe I could put some magnet signs on my U-Haul truck, like Ghostbusters.
We can make you magnets. They do it online. You can make heaventology magnets.
Right, exactly. But I only have the truck till noon tomorrow, so I don't know how quick we can turn around those magnets. But, it's really interesting because I feel so, that's why I really feel like I have to move because everyone else is like sad and they can't. Sad and they're sad.
It's like a divine intervention.
It's real. I'm not saying I'm a better person, but because I'm happy, I feel like an idiot because I feel like callous because I'm been so happy since this happened. Anyway. So Charity, so what else have you been doing? Well,
I left my job thinking that I did the best thing in the world, got a great job, and within a week I went back to the other job. And it ended up it was just so bizarre because all I kept thinking about was in the fall when I first took this job, you kept telling me no, it wasn't going to be right till April. And that was the first time that you ever read me. So you want me all the time, Amy. Everything you said. And I laughed because I thought that this other thing was actually the best choice. And I got my inner strength and I stood up for myself and I put everybody in their place, which normally I smile and just hold it in. And the next thing you know, I'm back at a meeting with a promotion and things have been going very well.
And
besides the voodoo doll.
Yeah, and you said last night that Barbara, I remember her vaguely, remember her saying something about, that they would, you would leave or that they would offer you something to stay or whatever, however that was. I can't remember how that went, but, and you were probably thinking, there's no way, what's this woman talking about? And then poof, there it happens,
Yeah, and I meant to say that last night, but we started talking about something else because I was like, it's just funny because it seems like when I'm able to finally tune in, it's you or Barbara, and sometimes it'll be Dorothy for the last year or so.
That's interesting because, Barbara is from Westchester County as well. She's from Bronxville originally.
I know. I was like, isn't that odd? All of us all across the world. And
but I don't think Dorothy has any links to Westchester County.
Yeah, I found out she did. She went to the same place as I went. She went to the duck thing upstate where they raced the little ducks. And we have crossed paths at the same time years ago when Dorothy was up this way. So isn't that weird?
Dorothy Holder from New Zealand?
Yes, Dorothy has been up here. She went to the Shanley Hotel, everything.
Wow.
Who would have thought?
Fascinating.
Chris is next. We're going to have to find out how to get you to travel.
Yeah.
Serious time magnet.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding.
It really is interesting.
Going to pretty much take the lottery, a huge lottery win to get me to travel to the States, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm thinking about,
gonna take.
I'm planning if I have to evacuate. But Indian Point, not political, don't worry, I'm not going there. Not going there.
Yeah.
But we had a test drill from Indian Point, and I was sitting there like, you know what? North Carolina, this time next year, hopefully, but we're searching, we're looking, and wherever I'm led, I'll be led. But I got another promotion today when I got there, so this is nuts.
Awesome.
So I'm like, this is just wacky. I'm like, so I guess you're right, February. I'm not leaving anytime soon. So, I might leave obviously where we are most of the time in the, in a little mobile home, but not the area, I guess. So it's like, just interesting because everything's been going very nice, and I haven't been used to that in such a long time.
Right.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Like everything's been going really well for me. And excuse me. I feel like, well, the other shoe's going to fall. So, this can only go on for so long. The law of averages will tell me that this can only go on for so long. And then, I'll get some bad, this morning I got some bad news about something related to work. But then by 3 o'clock this afternoon, the person called up and told me that was incorrect and it was back to good news. So even I got bad news, it was only shortly. It was like the bad news was a mistake. So that's as...
What's been strange with me is that things have still, been happening. There's been, there's finances still stink. But it's not the same feeling. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, well, just figure this one out. It's different. It's a weird, nice, pleasant energy feeling.
Well, what do you think is different?
I think a lot of it is me.
Yeah, because that's really the only thing that can change. That's really the only thing that can change.
I become very comfortable with, myself, and I haven't, had any bitter, feuds with people or anything, but I've kind of gotten away from a lot of negativity. Friends, people, almost like spring cleaning. They don't know it. But I don't.
Yeah, that's huge. I mean, that's huge. That is huge because and it's really what for those of you who didn't hear the show, Cindy Plume's show on Tuesday night. It's on the other place. It's on the place where Chris does not broadcast. But it really was a fascinating show about energy and how just all of it, the exchange of energy and how we absorb all this negativity, and it's so spot on for me. Like even this incident that happened at the beginning of the show, I'm reading this long, nasty email from this woman on eBay, and I'm like getting all worked up. And then I was getting all kind of fearful, and then I was getting angry, and I was going through this whole range of emotions. And then I was like, you know what? We're only talking about $14 here. That's only really 3 large orange juices. Just give her her money back and move on, and just give her her money back and move on. And so many of the things that we allow us to really get under our skin.
eBay gets under my skin.
They're not that important. eBay, Facebook,
I just don't do it anymore.
I've been getting rid of people. I've been getting rid of people I've been getting rid of people on Facebook and blocking them, not unfriending them, because then that's creating drama. She unfriended, blocking them, like it just making the whole thing disappear. It feels so much better. And then when I read my news feed just isn't full of, like, you know, those people who drive you crazy, but it's like you look forward to them driving you crazy because you can be like, oh my God, did you see what they wrote this time? You know,
I got rid of a lot of. They sent an invite for something, and I'm like, I'm not living in the internet, so, sorry, I don't look at your Facebook. Don't take it personally, my goodness. And that's the truth. Only really the people's Facebook that I look at is of my good friend down south to check on how her kids are and all that. And I'll check out Dorothy, you, Chris. You pretty much just, that's it, because everybody else, what do I need to, look on Facebook? I won't see you at the grocery store, so I want to see how everybody's doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't understand that mentality.
A little bit of difference in what I allow into my life. The people who rant about just rant on and on about things, or people who will just complain, or people who just whatever. I just made them poof. I made them invisible. Because the worst part was, like, the people whose posts were like driving me crazy, but they were the first ones I would read, just so I could get all like, oh my God. Just removing that stuff from my life has created so much space for some of this good stuff to come in. Still I've got a ton of challenges, and I can get as grumpy as the next person, but just like by experimenting with what I allow in
Amy has a bit of a twisted mind, though. She's like, I think it was last year or something, and Amy's all like, oh, and she says it like with just so like matter of factly, oh, it's such and such a birthday today. I guess I better block them. So she would like block people on Facebook. Last year I was
just unfriending them.
Unfriending, whatever. So she's on your birthday, she's gonna unfriend your ass. You know what I mean? Like, I'm all like, what is that?
I don't know. I've gotten really, I could care less anymore with that, because I feel like if it's somebody that I'm close to, that's not a Debbie Downer 24/7 for 365 days straight, I'm not going to block them or, not answer them,
Right. I call those people my brick and mortar friends.
And they have each other, too. They don't mind when you're gone.
Right.
And I think that was my problem. I would always, I got to call this person. I know they're going through such a hard time, even though it's not really a hard time in comparison to what real hard times are.
Like you could do it standing on your head.
But miraculously, they survive. They find other people.
Right.
I only ever notice, either somebody says to me, such and such unfriended me or blocked me or something, then I'll go look down and I go, oh yeah, they did that to me too. Or if I go looking for them, like I notice in my calendar, I used to always make it a habit to, on the show, as people would, indicate when their birthday was, or you found out when their birthday was, I'd put it in my calendar, and so then I would see in my calendar, I'd run over there and try and find them on Skype or on Facebook or wherever, because before I wasn't really much of a Facebook user. And then you find out, you're blocked. I'm like, when the hell did I get blocked? What did I do? And so I never noticed right away. You know what I mean? somebody either has to tell me, or it's just by accident that I'm happening to go through to look for them or whatever, and I'll go,
it's like a temper tantrum, though. I think for most of the time, from what I found, it's like they want you to reach out, and that's their way of showing like you didn't pay attention or something to me. And it's like, really, I have two kids. Sorry, I don't, and I feel bad because I'm trying to do more meditating and yoga and stuff because I don't want to lose, my kind spirit and my, either, because I've noticed I become more like, I don't know, arrogant, and I don't, not in a way like,
it's not arrogant, it's just, I would make the distinction, and this might just be semantics, it's more like discernment, more like when I went on a blocking binge, it's more like discernment. It was like, I just don't want that in my life. I just don't want that in my life. Instead of, I used to want people whose behavior drove me crazy in my life, so I could somehow in my twisted mind feel like I was better than them.
I never thought about it that way.
I was like, oh, well, can you believe what so-and-so said, or can you believe what so-and-so did, or something like that? And there was like this implied, like, oh, I would never do that because I'm so much more highly vibrating or whatever. But now I just don't even want to see it. I don't want to have the negative reaction. I don't want to have that superiority, which is just an inferiority complex playing itself out. In another way, I just don't want to see. it.
I just never noticed how many people are like that.
There's all sorts of things in our life. It's not just Facebook. Facebook is just sort of like a magnifying glass for the rest of our life. The stuff that just isn't good for you, you eliminate, whether that's cigarettes, which I haven't eliminated, whether that's sugar or gluten or canola oil or whatever it is, like stuff that just isn't serving you anymore, needs to be eliminated. And then if you eliminate enough stuff, you create this like base where the new stuff can come in. But the new stuff can't even come in if your energy field or whatever, your grid is clogged up with this other stuff that you're just exposing yourself to on a daily basis. So the same thing with like my movie. It just seems like it's like what a phase I'm in for right now. It's like, what am I going to allow into my new apartment as far as even like stuff? Yeah, all of it. I've just been in this like incredibly discerning mood and eliminating a lot of things that are not serving me anymore.
Didn't you guys talk about that on a show a week or two ago, like the cycles? And I think I saw it in archive.
Probably with
what was
Jen.
Her name?
But it's been working. Really well. It's been working well. I'm sure it will only work for a little while, and then I'll do something human.
Just saying that, you know what I mean? Saying that.
But it's working. This blocking thing is working incredibly well. It's just freeing up bandwidth on the internet. I'm saving the internet from extinction.
Yeah. Way to go, Amy. You should get the Woman of the Year award for that.
Yeah, I'm such a humanitarian.
The hero award.
Mm-hmm.
She saved the internet.
I met a vegetarian that eats chicken.
funny you say that. It's so funny because I used to work at the psych hospital, hey? And so, in food services. And so we would have, people that would get on their diets. And so, like, if we would have to have special meals made for those people or whatever, if they were, like, vegetarian or no salt added, or they had the dysphagia people who we had to thicken all of their fluids and this and that, minced diets, pureed diets, you name it, all these different diets. And so we would have these vegetarians, right? And then all of a sudden it would be like they would have a fun day every summer, and it was like a big ass barbecue, and like hot dogs all over and hamburgers, and all of a sudden all the vegetarians were in line for the freaking, hot dogs and hamburgers, because they're really not, but they're just being persnickety different or something like that. Like they feel like they're getting something different than everybody else for supper on their ward, you know what I mean? And so all of a sudden that one day the year they're no longer vegetarian, and there they are, lying hands full of hamburgers and hot dogs and everything. I used to laugh.
But it had me laughing so hard because he was still going on and on about being a vegetarian, and I'm just sitting there like pretending I had a call coming in. I'm like, I can't do this. This is the craziest thing. Like, it can't be serious. Oh gosh, it was so funny. Because we had a party a couple of weeks ago for somebody that was retiring downstairs, and there was a meat platter. And you know how not a meat platter, but like the cheese on one side and meat on the other?
Right.
Cold cut platter, I guess.
Right.
And, he went on and on about it. And my boss was like, well, they didn't know you're a vegetarian. Eat from this side. And so it was a real thing. Like, he's been there a long time. And I'm like, you're a vegetarian eating chicken? Oh, my, please. And I'm not a vegetarian, but it was just, this is world that we live in, and that's okay. Don't judge. I'm trying to tell myself,
Yeah.
Yep, don't judge. Just block, because you can't judge. That's what, I didn't want to be judgmental anymore. You hit the nail on the head. Didn't want to be judgmental.
It's almost impossible, though.
So I just make stuff invisible. So if you don't expose yourself to it, then you can't judge.
No, but you're exactly right, Charity. Like, I always laugh at the people that say, I don't judge. And I'm all like, everybody judges. Get over yourselves, for Christ's sakes, you guys. Everybody judges. And it's not bad to judge. Judging is to form an opinion. Look up the definition. To form an opinion following, careful consideration or whatever. Okay? So don't make snap judgments, yes. But we're all judging. Every day we're judging. Everybody judges. I hate it when people say, I don't judge. Oh, they judge everybody. Well, you just judged them that they judge. You did that.
You just judged yourself. You just judged yourself that you're
It makes me go crazy. So I don't mind throwing that in people's faces. You know what? It's to say, it's to, like, if it's in a chat room and somebody said, I'd be like, that's how come I was always like the one, with my head up out of the hole, and I'd be like, because I can't handle that kind of hypocrisy. And so I'd be the one in the chat room going, well, you just judged, that they judged. And so who, you know what I mean? And that's worse. That's worse than somebody who just is a judger. Like we judge all day long, every day we judge. I'm saying now, are you a fair judge? Are you looking at all of the information before you form your opinion? Then that's different than I don't judge. Yes, you freaking do judge. Anyway.
Well, it's an automatic, I feel like, emotion in a way, almost. Sometimes with certain
judge.
things.
It's what keeps you alive. Like, I shouldn't go out for a date with this guy because, he's a psycho murderer or whatever, like some of those things that we do, if you meet someone online and they want to date, now you go and you do a little bit of background check on them, you find out they're a pedophile, you have a 5-year-old child. You now say, oh no, I can't date that person because they're a pedophile and I have a child. You just judge. You got some information, you assessed that information, and you made a decision. That's judging. And that we judge, like I'm walking down the street and there's a big ass pit bull terrier on the other side, and I shouldn't say pit bull, it could be any dog, okay? Whatever it is, and so something makes me decide I'm safer on this side. You know, if I'll walk on this side. You know, these things, we make judgments and choices based on judgments all day long, and we should. Just don't judge somebody by the kind of shoes that they wear, or, you know what I mean? Those are the kind of judgments that if you're doing that alone, look at that's like a Value Village purse they're wearing, you know, or that's you know, whatever, you know. Yeah, if you wear Crocs with socks, I'm judging you. That's so hard. I actually do wear Crocs with socks, but not big ass white socks that stick through, you know, or anything like that. But you live up in minus 50 degrees and tell me you wouldn't wear socks. And anyway, Crocs are the most dangerous shoes I've ever had in my. Although I'm wearing the same Crocs that I had, same Crocs that I bought in like 2007 or 2008, 2007. And
you're right, though. They are dangerous.
You what?
Yeah, we always put them on.
You like, you know, it's like if I walk in from outside in a wet parking lot and walk into the shopping store, into the grocery store, take one step and I'm like, it's like very dangerous shoes, very dangerous, and or skin tight leggings, 2 sizes too small. I don't wear leggings really. Way back when they were in like in the 80s or something, I admit to wearing them a little bit, but never usually out in public. You know what I mean? And so, but my point is that one shouldn't just like with a camel toe.
I always look at them and think I wish I had that self-confidence. I have a lady that I work with today that was wearing these leggings that were like metallic, like a metallic gold, and she's like 8 months pregnant. She's a bigger girl, and I was like, you know what? I wish I had that confidence. It was the first time I didn't think like, really, what in God's green earth, you know? I was just like, she must just have a great confidence.
That was when I had to get used to the idea that of what I'm wearing. Like if it fit, it was good. When I was pregnant, you know what I mean? I had, you know, you had to forget about what you looked like anymore, and that was also like when
that might be it.
Like when I went into labor, you know what I mean? Now, we could ask, why would you buy that off the shelf if there was like just a black or a solid color or whatever that, you know, or whatever, like why would you buy that in the first place? If that's what you got that fits, then that's what you're going to wear. And like I got over my, you know, like I didn't like doctors, nothing. Like I don't like doctors. I didn't like, you know, going for checkups and having to take my clothes off or anything like that. But when I went into labor, are you kidding me? None of it mattered to me anymore. You know what I mean? And so, but then it quickly mattered again immediately following the ordeal. You know what I mean?
Can I ask you something before I forget? It's true, right? Right afterwards. Before I forget to ask, and if you want, you could just message me whenever you get a chance, but has there ever been an update again on Tamara?
Well, her show, her case,
the one that went missing.
Yeah, her case was aired on a show called Disappeared on Investigation Discovery, like last week or a week and a half ago or something like that. But there is really nothing new other than there's stuff that came out on that show that is really new stuff that never came out on my show. And
I'm gonna have to look and see if it'll be rerun.
That makes it really fishy. You might want to check YouTube. There's been some up and downs and this and that. If you have a decent internet connection, my Spidey senses told me this, just in case this disappears off YouTube, I should download it.
Yeah.
So I downloaded it and then converted it. So I have it in a format that will play in like a Windows Media Player or whatever. And so, if you can't find it anywhere. Plus, I understood that it was available on Amazon for like $2 or something, $2.99.
Oh, I would pay for it then. For some weird reason, it always stuck with me. I don't know why. I've always it's weird.
Look at Donald.
I have my own thing. Oh, Donald's on. I got to see if the laptop's charged so I can
Donald looks
get in if you do overtime.
Got his little intelligent look on, his little nerdy look. And actually, you look really good in those glasses, Donald. Come closer to this. Come closer. Come closer. Oh my God! Now it's dark. Yeah, those glasses really look awesome on you. Awesome. Look at that beard.
Is Donald out of the hospital and he's all?
I think you're in rehab, or are you in the hospital? Okay, let's unmute you. Okay, let's unmute you. Donald. Oh, you don't have your mic enabled. You did have your mic enabled, but you no longer have your mic enabled. He looks awesome in those glasses. What do you guys think? Yeah? And so he probably has the glasses so he can check out the chicks better,
I'm sure he does.
Yeah, he's rocking. Not bad for a guy that just had his whole body carved up a week ago, hey?
He's part of the Zipper Club now, right? That's what my mom always called it. Well, my Nana, the one that
there's
raised
Donald. Me. Hey, mister, what's going on? Uh-oh, I can't hear you. I can see your lips moving. Is your mic muted on your headset thing? Or do you even have a mic? Okay. Now he can't. He killed his sound. Now he can't hear me either. Okay. We have to get the guy techied up, Okay, let's see again. Let's check again. Hello, Donald. Nope, it's not. Unplug and plug back in or something. See if that helps. Don't bitch and whine at me. Just do it. Christ, unplug that thing in your freaking shoulder. What the hell is that? Okay, let's see now. Okay, you're still unmuted. What if I tried to bring you in on my Skype call? Do you have Skype on that contraption? Okay, he just killed his video. Now I can't see him. Okay. Do you have a Skype on that thing? Do you have Skype on that thing? Can you hear me? Just nod or shake your head, because it cannot read your freaking lips. He's singing now. Singing. Can you nod? Yes. Okay, now he's going to type. Oh my God, it doesn't have to be this painful. All right. Waiting. Exciting, riveting radio here at Curious Times. Okay, it's not working. All I want to know, Donald, is if I called you on Skype, would it work? I wonder if I should just try it. Where's Donald? Donald? Let's just call him and see what happens. Donald Black Fox. Okay, this was from April. Okay, so, oops, that's not what I want to do. This is what I want to do. First now. Caregiver. Hey, that's not working. I'm trying to call you on Skype. Trying to call you on Skype. Okay, let's try you here. Hello? Hello? Nope, it's not recognizing your headset, man. When you come into the chat room, like, and it shows you the little mic and you click on it, and then you do the sound, they ask you to do the sound test. Are you hearing yourself back in your headset when you're doing that? Yes. If you are, then there's no reason why we shouldn't be hearing you. Do you have Skype on that thing? Nod your head if you do. Skype, yes. Okay, I just tried to pull you in and it's trying to call you on Skype. So if you can find Skype and answer the call, then we'll be laughing. Maybe. We're just doomed to having it. No, okay, no, it's not. Okay, I'm going to hang up. I'm going to try it again. No, it's not letting me. That's just so stupid. More than one way to skin a cat. Black Fox. Calling you on Skype. Is he trying to talk to me? Nope. I don't know. Okay, I give up. Amy, are you still with me? Amy's taken advantage.
I was
gone off to do other things.
I was taking my state required break.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. And okay, while we still, if you can figure out a way to answer the call on Skype, Donald, that would possibly help us out. Showing you as a way right now. So, there's a Donald. Maybe I was calling the wrong one. Okay, now you're showing us online. No, it's not. It's just not letting me call you. Now it's dialing. Maybe you're not on the right account. Send me a hello in Skype. Send a hello to Chris in Skype. Just a hello, type it, hello, and then I'll know what account you're on. Oh, wait. Donald, is that you? Oh, I thought I heard something that was Donald and it wasn't. Okay, I don't know. Anyway, guys, we're heading into overtime, so all you guys that are on the phone right now, if you want to come on, press the one on your phone. And if you're in the chat room, then unmute your damn self. And if you need help with that, let me know. And okay, now Donald said hello. Hang on, let me go and find it. Oh, that's Kim. Hi, Kim. Hi, is that you? Anonymous on my show? Made it in under the wire. There's no time limit here. Yeah, there's no time limit here, Kim. It's not like BTR. So let me unmute you. Hey, how's it going?
Hi.
How are you?
Good. I'm doing pretty darn good.
Awesome.
Did you have? I've been catching some posts on Donald. Did you have? I just got here, obviously. Did you have him on or have an update?
He's in here right now, right on the freaking webcam.
Well, I'm not on. I'm not.
Yeah, well, he's
in.
here. Well, that's what we were trying to do. Like last I knew, he was in the hospital, but apparently he's maybe in a rehab place now. To finish his convalescence. And,
well, Donald, I'm glad you made it through. There was a lot of thoughts and prayers going your way as we were reading the posts and being alarmed. So glad to know that you're well enough to be here at Chris's, and it's good to see everybody. And I was killing myself to get in under the wire. I didn't realize that it wasn't the same about rolling into overtime.
Nope.
I put in the code, and it said not the right code. I went,
oh, you rushed. Yeah,
I had to go back and redial.
If we're still here and running, like that 2 hours, that BTR crap is done. You know what I mean? Like that, it doesn't work that way. So that's good. You never have to worry about rushing. As long as we're still here and running, then you'll be able to get in. Anybody else coming on? Mary Margaret, Christy, Dragon, Kimber. Come on, you guys, don't be shy. Amy and Charity did all the heavy lifting.
And I saw Amy was doing that. I didn't know Charity. I didn't read fast enough as I was trying to get under the wireless.
Under the wireless. Did you call earlier? Because earlier there was like another anonymous caller there, and I didn't know who it was, and then they hung up.
No, and I can't explain to you why when I'm logged in as me that.
Good night, Christy. Go ahead.
Skype. Good night, Christy. That Skype will come in sometimes anonymous, sometimes 11111111111.
Yeah.
But I don't know why it doesn't just say my name. I'm not doing anything to be anonymous. I'm just. Oh, you know why? Because I'm not.
So you dialed in.
Skyping. I'm.
Yeah.
Right.
You dialed in using Skype. That's why.
Right. Yeah,
okay. You called the number using Skype. I show up as anonymous too. And that
okay,
now if you had a number assigned to you by Skype, then I might get a name. But if you were to come in if you were to come in here on a profile, you know what I mean, then it would just show me your name, you know whatever your profile name was. So if you were to call me from your home, then it would show me the name of whoever pays the bill. The name of whoever the bill is listed to.
Oh, Santa Claus.
Yeah. Santa Claus. That's funny. So sometimes I get these crazy names and I don't know who the hell they are, Ahmed, and it's like somebody called, somebody called like, I don't know, Michelle. And it's like, okay. And then like when Charity called in, I don't know who the heck this I'm like, oh, look, a new listener, hey, and blah blah, but I don't like saying their whole name.
Right.
Donald,
no, I was
can you
not your earlier anonymous caller. That was not me. I was in hell, and I stepped out to cool off, so I came to your place.
It was probably Queen, and okay, there you go.
The whole band?
Nice.
Ooh, that was me, sorry.
Oh, hello, Mary Margaret. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Good.
Good.
I'm fine, too.
Hi, Donald.
Is Mary Margaret the fellow anonymous?
No, me, and you are the two anonymouses.
Oh, all right. Of course we are.
You and I. You and I. How is it that you? Okay, and okay. So then, who else is there? Come on, Dragon. I triple dog dare you.
You dare me, huh?
Yeah. Take much. There's Dragon. Whose name is David, maybe? Is it David?
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, look at that. Steel trap.
Steel
Not
trap.
quite. Yeah.
Or
Not
Dragon
bad for
David.
a brain injured. Not bad for a brain injured old woman on no sleep. And so, that's cool. Okay. What's that? Which one?
Wait, I resemble that.
You are a little bit older than me, I think, eh, Kim?
Yeah, I think I am. I just had a birthday. I'm on the back side of 50, those years.
Doing pretty good.
Oh, shut up. You're all babies.
57.
You're doing better than everybody, Mary Margaret. You look about 22 or something like that. You really do look young, you know.
Oh, yeah, right.
Ever young. Hey, Donald, I don't know what to do with you. Can you not type hello to me in Skype? Can you find me in Skype, Donald?
He's looking for you in Skype.
He's trying to find you.
I don't understand, why he can't find me. Okay, let me say hello to you. I'll say hello to the person who I think is Donald. In my.
Is your name different on Skype? Are you curious?
Now it's showing you. No, I'm not. I am Curious Times, but that's not. I don't hardly ever sign into that account. Hello, Donald.
Yet I said hi to her.
Now, do you see a little orange blip there, Donald, that is an incoming text message from me? That's me. And poor guy. Sometimes I wish I could crawl through the screen, grab the guy's device. And
his package.
His package. Grab his handheld. Grab that handheld and fix it.
He looks a little vexed. Maybe he could use that.
I just want to grab his device. I want to take control of his device.
It's like all the deck talk the other day.
I know. They don't get much worse than me, dirty-minded wise. I start giggling, somebody says something, and I can't help it. I just suddenly start giggling like a little girl or something like that. Let me try your mic again, Donald. Say hello.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yay. Back from the ether.
Hold on.
Your mic is way loud, you know. That's okay. At least we could hear.
That's better.
He wants to be heard.
Yeah. Damn it. He's as determined as me. You know what I mean? He's
How do you turn it down?
I think you'll be fine. Now, you see your mic part. See this mic thing? Look at me, Donald. Okay, look at. So can you move your mic up a little bit or down, away from your? You know the mic. Okay. On your headset, you have a microphone thing that comes up and down.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we could hear you all along, but I'm thinking the further. Yes. The further away that you move it, though, will make it a little bit quieter. Maybe is all I'm saying.
It's right on the top.
Oh yeah,
that's right up on the top.
But he doesn't know how to turn his volume down, and I don't know either. I don't know what device he's on, or I don't know how. But let's just be celebratory that Donald is here. If you need to turn down your volume, then do that. And you turn it down. You didn't just have triple bypass surgery, so if you need
it's so painful to talk. I can imagine.
Don't be showing me shit, Donald. I already got pins and needles just by you leaning back. I do not. Don't show me anything. I do not want to see. It's hard enough for me to see this shitting thing jabbed into your freaking shoulder. Oh, I don't want to see whatever you're showing me, Donald. Don't do that.
I didn't look at that dang voodoo doll last night. You can look at this.
Oh, that's way different. Way different.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's way different.
Thank God I can't see any of this. I can only hear about it.
If I see if I see that kind of stuff, it's like a million needles are poking me from inside.
Ooh.
All the way from my feet and my stomach, everything. That's Donald, why do you have to do that?
He's getting you back for showing the voodoo doll, I think, to people that didn't want to see it.
He took his
Put duct tape over his square. You won't have to look.
I would have to put it over on my screen, and I don't want to wreck my screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could actually just click X and close his camera and not look at him anyway. But anyway, so now tell me. So now look at, he's able to smoke his vaping thing. He's in a
No vape.
No vape. Okay,
Just,
gotcha.
A broken pen.
Oh, that's too bad. So you are not in the hospital anymore. You're not in the hospital.
I'm still in the hospital, but I'm in the rehab part.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, 'cause like, how could they send you home with all that shit attached to you and everything? I must insist that no shit be attached to you, but when you go home.
Yeah. Kidding.
Seriously. I insist. You tell them that Chris at Curious Times insists that I don't leave here until all this shit is detached from me. Okay.
I want to move, but I'm too sore.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that it can only get better by the day. You know, I don't know that for sure though, because I haven't ever been through triple bypass. I've never had any kind of surgery, so.
The abdominal, I could tell like daily it changed some from the muscle part.
Never invite me to the hospital if you've had abdominal surgery.
I have, my anniversary comes up Saturday.
What kind of anniversary?
40 days in this hole.
How many?
40 days.
Oh, 40 days. Jesus Christ.
Sorry. 30 days, 1 month.
Oh, 1 month.
Dang.
Wow.
Yeah,
because you were there like for what, 3 weeks pre-surgery?
Yeah.
Almost.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, because they scheduled him, and then he got sick. He got like a cold or something, and then his lungs all filled up, and that wouldn't get better. Hey, Charity.
So when are they starting the Donald Black Fox wing?
They finally had. Oh, she comes on camera to eat right in front of my face.
You got some great guests.
That's like absolutely cruel. You know what I mean? Nice.
Well, she figures you have a good appetite after seeing what Donald showed you.
Oh my God! I don't know how anyone can eat after what Donald showed. And I
had to help my grandma when she went through it, so I've seen it all. I feel like.
See, that is one excellent reason why I wouldn't be the caretaker, the caregiver. It wouldn't matter, even if I loved my mother. I still wouldn't, she would go to a care facility. That's where because she'd die. Plants die under my care. You know what I mean? Like, I should be responsible for not.
Kick her out, just like what Donald went through. And then they let her stay, and 10 days later, that was it. It's like ridiculous.
Yeah.
Insurance.
Mm-hmm.
The almighty dollar.
Nothing living should be trusted to my care. You know? Nothing that can't care for itself should come under should come under my roof, because there would be, like, even as horrible as a care center might be, like, somebody would still be better off there than with me. Seriously.
Yeah, I'd come to your house just to throw up.
Yeah, just to throw, like, I would be barfing before you would if I had to look at that shit, you know what I mean? And yeah, so it'd be like you'd have to be, people, they would have to take care of me if I had to take care of anybody, you know? We'd have to get a caretaker for the caregiver for the caregiver. And then the caregiver for the caregiver would have to take care of both me and the person I was caregiving for, you know?
Certainly insurance wouldn't pay for that.
Right. There's some of us that really aren't built for being able to do that. It doesn't mean we don't care about the person or anything.
That's true.
I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
Like, I'm not
Very
very
smelly.
good passed out dead on the floor over there. You know what I mean? I'm no use to you passed out fainting and with a head like re-aggravating a head injury and everything. Like, it would just blood all over from my concussion, and it wouldn't work well.
Mm-hmm. No.
That stuff never bothered me, and then just recently, I can't stand the sight of any kind of blood. I was like, what the heck? Weird.
I can kind of look at blood, kind of, but not like even any of these medical shows. Like, I can watch like trauma cases come in and blood on heads and this, but if I see a needle going into somebody, that's it. I'm done. And then like the day, just ask Kim. When she was a guest on my show, and when I went to her website, she had a picture of her whole head zippered, you know.
My brain surgery. She was squeamish as hell. Yep.
Just because it just like blasts you, and I'm just like, I can't unsee that now. I cannot unsee it. And then one time I was scrolling through my Facebook, and Chef Pete, if any of you guys remember Chef Pete from Australia, he had did 2 knee surgeries. So all of a sudden, minding my own business, just scrolling down, looking for juice for criminal case. You know what I mean? Because I don't give a shit what y'all put on your Facebook pages, but I'm looking for your coins and your juice.
Yeah.
If you're a criminal case player. And so I'm scrolling down, and all of a sudden there's like this big stitches, blood, knee thing, and I'm like, and I can't handle it.
I don't know why people post that stuff. I've seen some crazy things like that on there. I'm like, really?
I can't.
I got rid of the one that posted the childbirth photos.
Childbirth is different. Childbirth is different. I can watch childbirth. That's okay. But like, because a cut is a wound, is an incision, I can't handle that. I cannot handle it. I don't know why. And needles. Why a needle, why just seeing a little needle go into somebody's skin so destroys me.
And that's preferable than putting a bag of quarters through a keyhole. Okay, so I was with you on this squeamish thing all the way through until you said childbirth, and I think it depends on what angle that you're watching, but
no, it was the angle of it was very not.
It's got to be easier
what I want to know happens.
Yeah, that's real rough. That looks like tough duty to me, man.
I had 2 kids. I just didn't want to know them that well, I guess. I don't know how to explain it.
Well, you're lucky you weren't on the other side. That's all I got to say. I walked into a friend invited me, which I thought that was a little strange. Did I want to, do you want to meet for lunch? Do you want to come and watch my kid be born? But it was nice. She did that, but I walked into the room to a beaver's eye view of the top of a little crowning head, and then everything that the Friday the 13th that followed. It was
I didn't watch when my sister had it. I didn't look. That's why I was like, I was part of it. I saw something, but I didn't get a bird's eye view.
Yeah, walk up by the person's head.
Let me rephrase. I wouldn't want to be watching that like in person, because I'm very like shy about like nobody seeing me naked and me not seeing anybody else naked. But if I'm watching it on TV, don't matter. I can watch that on TV. But if I see somebody getting a needle on TV, it destroys me. Never mind if I have to see a tray of needles in real life. You know what I mean? Even it was like getting to me the other night when Donald was on the radio with us, and he wasn't on the camera at that time, and he's like, here comes the nurse to poke him with all the needles, and I'm just like, oh my God, I can't handle it. I cannot handle it. I seriously think I'd rather, I seriously don't know, and I don't know until that choice is in front of me. I'm not sure that I would choose life over that. I'd just say no intervention. I'd be like all of a sudden I would become a religious fanatic and blame it on a religious thing. No medical intervention, but it's just really because it's more because I'm chicken of needles, really. Like I could run and play baseball on a busted up knee and slide and into great pain. It's not the pain of a needle, really. It's not the pain. I can deal with pain. I live with pain every day. It's something else. It's just this phobia freaking thing of needles that I have, hey? And when I was a kid, this was funny. When I was a kid, it was going to be needle day, and so that night I had a nightmare. And so after the nightmare, I'm in line. I'm down the hallway at school, and I'm waiting, and I'm getting more and more upset. So I become very upset, crying and just hysterically upset. So this nice-looking nurse comes and takes me by the hand and takes me into the nurse's office, and she's like, all of a sudden turns into like some monster witch, and she's all like, here, lay down here. And then as I'm laying down, I look, and it's a whole bed of needles that she's laying me down on. And this is my nightmare, hey? So then it's like, now it's needle day, and I'm getting ready for school, and I'm really freaked out about this. And so I put on a long sleeve shirt, thinking that for some reason it's going to hurt less going through my shirt. And then I nearly just about died when they rolled my effing sleeve up to give me the needle. You know what I mean?
Who has needle day? What is needle day?
Like where they vaccinate
vaccines, right?
To the kids
all right. I'm like, I don't ever remember.
It's just a weird Canadian thing.
I guess needle day. Jesus God, I'd skip school on that day.
I was like
needle day,
hiding behind the coat closet or something like that, over by the cubby holes, trying to not be, And I've avoided needles I've done a very good job, in my life avoiding needles. I've had to have them from time to time, but mostly I've been able to evade the needles. When I found out that they would be giving needles at work or something, then I would have some other reason to not be there that day, and then I would know that it would be many more months before they got back around on the list to that. And so I slipped through the cracks a lot. and then by the time then I got hired by the union, so I was on a leave of absence from the hospital to work for the union, and so then after that it didn't become a problem anymore. And so it's just like I've just had, and I'm grateful to the universe for that. Hello, thank you. And you know what I mean, to help me to avoid a lot of that stuff.
Yeah.
I've been pretty lucky that way. So anyway,
good.
So how much longer for you, Donald?
I don't know. Couple more weeks.
Oh my gosh.
Well, slowly
Still,
but
you
surely
look a lot better. You look a lot better than you did in the beginning post, so hang in there a day at a time, because you weren't looking or feeling so good. I'm sure it hurts like a bitch now, but you looked a lot better. Your color looked a lot better.
Wonderful. Put that on a birthday cake.
What did he say?
Put that on a birthday cake.
Oh.
Poor guy. Poor guy. He's probably trying to stay in grumpy mode so that he doesn't accidentally laugh, and then that would hurt.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Today was the fun. I got into the funny, because another thing is I'm minding my, and then there's Lynn's from, Lynn's and Rihanna from Kathy's Distant Echoes. Not very technically adept at anything, and so it's very, very challenging for me to help people, with certain things on their computers or figuring out IntuiTalks or Blog Talk or whatever. So out of exasperation, I've realized with some of these people, it's best to just get on Skype and either I show them my screen while I do what I'm telling them to do, and they can see what I'm looking at on mine, or I make them show me their screen so that, because when they tell me, nope, that's not there, and I'm like, it's there. It really is there.
Yeah.
Show me your screen. And so Lynn's, blah, blah, and she, like, I had her up and running with the clownfish and the playing music on the IntuiTalks the other day, and how to log into Kathy's and set up a show and do all of this kind of stuff. And so then today she's like, she said it didn't work when she tried to demo it for Rihanna, and I'm like, well, here, I'll call you quick and blah blah blah, and see what happens. And so I'm like, all here, let's share screens, So a little quick minute thing turned into probably an hour. But what was funny is that I told her, I go, okay, Lynn's, because it wasn't working playing the music, and I'm like, okay, let's find another way to see if clownfish is working. So I go, click on here, click on there, go to the voice changer, and pick the man's voice. You know what I mean? And so that worked. So now we have Lynn's, who already has this deep British voice, and with this creepy man voice on this clownfish thing, and I lost it. And then when she laughed, because I laughed, her laugh on that thing was making me delirious, And so that was funny. But that told me that the clownfish was working. And what had happened is she changed the source file. And so, of course, it was not going to work on the clownfish file, and so playlist and blah, blah. So anyways, we got through all of that, but that was my funny moment of the day, and, like, I laughed really hard. It was so funny. And so that was a good bright spot of the day, And hopefully you'll get there, Donald, within a couple weeks, and
yeah.
And we don't like to see you. Oh, you can call back. You can call back. See, that gave me pins and needles. That's the empath in me. I cannot handle it, but that's okay. No, don't call me, Kim. Okay, I'll add you to the group call.
Hello?
Okay, I'll just add you to my call. You could have just redialed it. You know what I mean? It's not like BTR where if your call drops, you're locked out.
Oh, I was going to have to run and look for the
that's okay.
code.
That's okay.
Thanks. So that was quicker than me finding the secret code. I don't know what Post-it note I wrote it on of the 500 that are here, typical in brain injury land, right?
That's okay. No problem. Amy, are you still are you packing?
No, I'm just listening. I'm wiped out, but I'm just listening, nodding off. Last night I fell asleep with dreams of curious times. That
happened to Marie the other day. She remember the day that I was talking about? It was the day we were doing the useless trivia, and crocodiles came up a couple of times on that. And she fell asleep listening to the show, and then she wrote me the next day, and she's all like, I had this dream about you and crocodiles chasing me and blah, blah, blah. And I told her, like, blah, blah. She goes, oh, so that was on the show. She goes, I must have. Hey, Charity, easy on crumpling.
I have you muted.
No, you don't.
No.
No, you don't.
Oh, the computer doesn't have it muted? I'm sorry. I didn't know. I had the phone muted. The phone's muted, and now I'm in the garage. The dog wanted to go for a walk, so I'll have to figure out how to...
The phone is not muted, I hate to tell you, because that's where the sound's coming from.
It can be a short walk around the garage.
It's just, I do like people... It's not good when you think that you're muted and you're not, and then you say, that effing Chris is such a loser, and then I'm like, oh, really? Or,
what, though?
oh, hang on a minute.
I don't know what crimpling it could be. I got the dog leash. That's so weird.
You don't say anything. I mean, you don't even touch anything, though, and unmute. I don't know how it happens.
That's Donald.
Oh, that's Donald. It's Donald. There's noises coming from Donald's place. That's
No, I mute on the house phone, not on the other one.
You are not. You're not mute. You're not muted. Just so you know, and it's coming to me through your phone connection.
That's it. I've had it. I'm done. I'm open. He's open.
No, you're not. Oh my God, that just did me in. That did me. Oh my God. Oh my God. Can't do that.
What did he do?
Oh my. No, he just said he's gonna like. It's okay. I'm not saying eating it. No, Jesus Christ. I'm gonna stop. Thank you, archive listeners, for listening to this very pleasant broadcast.